guys, I'm back with my last planner review of the year, and today I wanted to talk to you about the Passion Planner. I've received some requests. This is a rather new planner on the scene. I believe they've been around since 2014, so it's only been about a couple of years now in total that they've been on the scene, but it's a really interesting planner. It's a bit more of a structured design. I'm going to take you through it from package, like how you get it in the mail, from cover to cover, and talk you through all the specs. I am focusing mainly on the undated version of the planner because the 2016 planner is not available for purchase until November. You can pre-order it now, but the dated planner for next year, it's going to have slight variations from this past year, which I am going to show you the 2015 planner in this video, but just keep in mind that this is not exactly the same. I mean, the general principle is the same, but they have added a couple of little things in, but I believe that the monthly and weekly spreads are pretty much the same. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to be focusing on the undated version of the planner because that is available right now, and you can purchase it if you'd like. So without further ado, let's take a look at the Passion Planner together. I'm going to show you how the planner arrived in the mail for me. I ordered 3 planners and they put them in one of these flat rate priority envelopes. In my opinion, it's a little bit stuffed. You can see there is some damage around the corners. In fact, there's a hole. And you can even see like it doesn't actually close all the way. They just kind of taped it over. But it looks like they used bubble mailers on the inside, so hopefully the planners won't be affected. So let's see, how is the best way to open this without ruining anything? I think scissors is our best bet. Okay, so let's have a look at what we've got in here. This is like really hard to open because it's like taped together. Okay, we're just gonna have to take the whole envelope apart basically. But like I said, they did go ahead and, sorry guys, this is really hard, individually wrap each planner. Okay, wow. Alright, so that seems okay, I suppose. Let's see, these are sealed, so hopefully they didn't suffer any damage in transit. Generally, I prefer when planners are shipped in a box, but these kind of flat style planners are less likely to damage. I mean, the ones that don't have like a coil binding are less likely to be damaged in transit. Okay, so this is the classic, which is the 8.5 by 11, and I've ordered the undated version because the dated version isn't released until November. But they're pretty similar, I think. But I did go ahead and order, I think it was actually only $1. They had a clearance sale of the 2015 calendar. So we could take a look, and I have notes on what the differences are. So you can see these are soft cover planners. They're actually a faux leather, which is something they picked to be kind of animal conscious friendly, vegan friendly. But it's like leather. It's a very soft cover. This one has a little something on it. And they come in 2 sizes. There's the classic, which is 8.5 inches by 11, so standard piece of US letter paper, A4 paper. And then there's the compact, which is 5.5 by 8 inches, I believe. No, 5.5 by 8.5 inches, excuse me. And the classic runs for $29.99 and the compact runs for $24.99, and that's in all of the editions. They have an academic planner, they have the undated planners, which I'm going to show you today, and then they have the dated planners, and those prices are reflected throughout. So let's take a look at the big one first, I think. Because I think it's just going to be easier to see, and I'm almost positive that the smaller version is just that, a smaller version of the same design. Okay, so here we've got the Passion Planner. It's printed on 100% recycled paper. I know the paper is 100 GSM if you're curious about the stats of the paper, which is a really nice paper. It's a little bit, you know, it's nice. It's got a really nice slip to it. It's not really thick, but it's not thin either. I can't attest to bleed through, but let's take a look. So you open it up, you've got your cover page with your if found area. And the planner itself was founded by Angelia Trinidad, who I think the planner, she started this project in the beginning of 2014, so it's a rather new planner on the scene, but she basically made it to help with goal reaching. That was her main point in making it, and actually there's a huge part of the website dedicated to her story, which I will link for you guys in my blog post if you want to read more about it. But here, after we get through the cover page, we get to a story, how the planner's set up, and they kind of walk you through everything. So it's just one page. So then we have oh my goodness, this is a lot of information. Okay, so then we've got some planning pages. Your passion roadmap, a step-by-step guide to mapping out your goals. So this is goal planning for 1 year, 3 months, 1 year, 3 years. It's kind of long-term planning. And this is to help you kind of navigate your goals, if you want to use something like that. And they have a lot of information on how to use it. You know, just examples, I guess. You can use it however you want, but how it was designed and why it was designed. Okay, so then we get to the year at a glance pages. We've got 2015 through 2018, so this is going to cover you for quite a while. And then we get to the monthly spreads. Like I said, these are undated, so you would basically fill it in wherever you want to start. And then it's got enough boxes for each day. This is a huge planner, 8.5 by 11, so there's a lot of space here. And they actually include kind of a lot of extras. So the calendar doesn't take up the whole space. The planner is designed so that you have these extra bits that are supposed to help you. So it's got this month's focus with personal and work, a monthly check-in with guided steps, notes to self, and on the bottom here, personal passion projects and goals, work projects and goals, and then a break it down, create a mind map of this month's game changer. And they actually talk you through like what a mind map is in the beginning of the planner. Again, you can kind of make this space work for you, but it is very structured. So keep that in mind. I think this is going to be kind of a more specific purpose-driven planner for somebody who's looking for something like this specifically, as opposed to something a little bit more customizable. Then we've got 2 pages of monthly reflections. Again, this is really guiding you through kind of to help you kind of find your drive, find your goals. So here's all the months. All the months are kind of together at the beginning. And it's all black and white kind of scale printing, just so you know. So there's quite a few of these. This goes on for a while. I think there's 12 months total. And then you get into the weekly pages. So they start with the monthly pages and then they get into the weekly pages. Now this is the calendar with a Monday start. The undated calendar, you can choose a Monday or a Sunday start, and whichever you choose is consistent on both the month on 2-page spreads and the week on 2-page spreads. Whereas other calendars and planners I've reviewed recently, you don't get to choose, and the monthly calendar starts on Sunday and the weekly calendar starts on Monday, which I think is a little bit confusing, but apparently that's pretty standard. But you get to pick with the undated calendar. I do not believe you get to pick with the dated calendar. At least I didn't see that option in the pre-order on the website. So just keep that in mind. So the weekly calendar actually looks quite a bit like the monthly calendar, except it's a little bit shorter. So it's only about half the page. It's a little more than half the page. Every day gets an equal amount of space, which is nice. It's time stamped from 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. It's got a box at the top for today's focus, place where you can write on the week of, and then the dates, this week's focus, good things that happened, a couple of well, it looks like a motivational quote, and you know, a piece of advice. And then you've got a personal to-do list and a work to-do list, and they're broken up into 3 categories: top priority, priority, and then errands. And then there's this blank space over here: take notes, draw, journal, brainstorm. So you can see this is pretty structured. This is for somebody who really wants a lot of guidance. The lines are pretty well defined. I tend to personally prefer a lighter line calendar, but then again, I also tend to prefer non-date stamped calendar. This might really, really work well for a professional who has a lot of scheduled meetings, you know, time blocks that you really need to stay on top of. And this you can use for both work and personal, because they include guided to-do lists on each spread. So this goes on, you get a whole year, right? Goes on and on. It's the same thing every day. The only thing that changes are the quotes and the guidance on the side. And then when you get to the back of the planner, there are some lined pages and then some graph pages. And I know in the dated calendar there's 20 of each. I'm kind of assuming there's 20 of each in these as well. At the very, very back here, you have a fabric pocket to store loose documents, and they also include a little Passion Planner sticker. So this planner is designed in California, printed in China. It comes with the elastic closure attached, and a ribbon bookmark that is attached. The only design element on the planner whatsoever is the Passion Planner embossed, kind of stamped bit on the cover. And it's very, very subtle. It is flexible, it is light. Even though this is a really big planner, it is lightweight. And you know, it'll take some time to kind of work it in, but I feel like it would lie pretty well flat on your desk after some use, which is something to consider. I think this would be a really nice desk planner. And I bet they're academic planners. I did not order them, but I bet they're really nice too for students, because it's very, very, you know, it's small, it's portable. Well, this isn't small in size, but you know what I mean. It's light, it's portable, but it's also geared towards a very structured lifestyle. So let's go ahead and take a look at the smaller version now, because I want to see how that kind of stacks up. Yep, this is the undated one. So again, it's the same faux leather cover with the embossed Passion Planner bit. It's also got the attached elastic closure. Looks like the cover page is absolutely the same. Everything looks absolutely the same, just a lot smaller. So just to give you a little comparison on the size, like I said, this one's standard 8.5 by 11 inch. This one's 5.5 by 8.5 inches. So you can kind of see it's a much more compact planner. This would be a lot easier to carry around. It's really like notebook weight, I would call it. And of course, it's got that kind of classic journal binding. So you've got the exact same thing on the inside, the yearly calendars from 2015 to 2018, the monthly focus pages, so it's a month on 2-page spreads. You've got 12 of those with a monthly reflection, 2-page monthly reflection with between each month. So you could add tabs here if you wanted to for the months, and all of the months are stacked before you get to the weekly calendars. And then the weekly calendars are exactly the same. It's just a lot smaller. So this would work well for somebody who has pretty small handwriting. This is not a ton of space, to be honest. It's a little bit narrow, I think, and it really isn't maximizing the real estate of the planner for the schedule. It's kind of giving equal focus, I should say, to planning your days and planning your week. So it's kind of built in 2-in-1 on the weekly spreads here. And same with the monthly spreads. I mean, the months get a little bit more real estate, but again, there's a lot of space dedicated to monthly planning. And that's sort of the whole point of the planner. So again, this goes on, and then you get to the back and you've got the 20 pages of lined paper and the 20 pages of graph paper, the fabric slip pocket. You got your included sticker, and that's all she wrote. So this, I really think this is for somebody who wants something very specific, who has a schedule that they want to follow, where they need time stamp, you know, blocks in their calendar to kind of keep on top of things, that wants a lot of space for extra planning, for kind of more general goal visualization, I want to have a look at the 2015 calendar here. Now, these are not available anymore, but one of the nice things about Passion Planner is they had now released the end of the 2015 calendar on their website for free to download as a PDF. So if you want to try out their system before you go ahead and commit to the 2016 calendar, you can go ahead and download that for free. And I will have their website linked below so you guys can check that out if you want. You can see it's set up the exact same way. It's very consistent in the first few pages here. And then we have the 2015, 2016 calendars at a glance. So it would have been this year and then projected next year. And you've got room for notes right down there. And they list the US holidays. Now, these are dated, so you can see it starts at January, and it has the days from the previous month kind of shaded out, and then the calendar is filled in with the dates, and again, you have US holidays listed. The same, it's basically the same on the inside. Let's have a look. Let's put them side by side. You've got your monthly check-in, you've got your notes to self. It looks like the monthly check-in has a slightly different list on the undated one, but otherwise everything's the same. The personal passion projects and goals area, the work projects and goals area, those are all the same. And same with the other side, the break it down, create a mind map of this month's game changer. It's exactly the same as the undated planner. Now, with the dated planner, you get the weeks in between the months. So that's something to consider. It's a different setup than the undated one. But again, if we look at the weeks here, let's go ahead and look at a week in the undated planner. Looks very, very similar. I mean, it's basically the same thing. You've got your this week's focus, good things that happened area. That's what those boxes there. You've got your motivational quote, some sort of guiding advice, and then your personal to-do list and your work to-do list, and on the other side your take notes, draw, journal, brainstorm area. Time stamped from 6 a.m. to 10:30, same. The only difference is the dates are filled in on the dated one. Now I do know the 2016 one has a little bit different of a setup. They added, obviously the overview is 2016-2017 instead of 2015-2016, and they have a new tying it all together section. And I think they might have altered the monthly view a little bit, but I'm not sure that they did because they said they moved it to 2 pages, but that looks like 2 pages to me, so I'm not entirely certain. They didn't have any photos of the 2016 calendar available on their website as of right now. But here you can see it's the same deal, it's just the weeks are between the months instead of the other way around. And this goes all the way through December of next year, so it's just a 1-year calendar, so keep that in mind. Interestingly enough, I don't see a monthly reflection for January, so I thought they had omitted it from this calendar, although they put it in the undated one. But when you get to February, it starts, and then it's included from every month from there on out. And this is the exact same monthly reflection that's included in the undated planner. So I don't know why they didn't put it in January, or if I'm missing it somehow. I think that's a little bit odd, but there you have it. Okay, so then we get to the back of the planner, and you have, yes, it's the 20 pages of unlined no paper and 20 pages of graph paper. So that's another difference between the undated and the dated calendar. You get blank paper in the dated calendar and lined paper in the undated calendar. Other than that, it's pretty much the same business. You have the fabric slip pocket in the back, and that's all there is to it. Overall, I think this is a really interesting design, and like I said, I think it's maybe more geared towards professionals or students who have very rigid structures. You can definitely make it work for you, especially if you go with the undated version. I mean, both versions are pretty similar, to be honest. But there is a lot of real estate in the planner pages that are dedicated to help guiding you basically towards achieving your goals. And that's basically the whole principle of the planner. In fact, I have this quote written down from the founder that the planner is designed to help people break down their long and short-term goals into more actionable steps and give them a place to incorporate these steps in their daily lives. Like, that is the whole point and purpose of the design of this planner, and that is very, very consistent throughout. It is a really nice feel. It's got a really nice feel. I think it's a beautiful design, and it's definitely in an affordable price range. So those are things to consider as well. But you can check out my blog if you want to see detailed photos and links where applicable, if you guys want to check it out a little bit more. I am offering these as a giveaway, the undated versions, both the classic and the compact. So the big one's the classic, that's 8.5 and 11. The compact's the 5.5 by 8.5. It's one of my standard giveaways that will run for 1 week's time. If you're under the age of 18, I just ask that you have parental permission. And if you head on over to my blog post, you can enter to win, and you can choose which size you'd want in the event that you win. So one person will win the classic and one person will win the compact. And like I said, you get to choose when you enter which you would prefer if you win. So yeah, as always, I will email the winners directly as well. So I hope you guys all go enter if you're interested in trying out the Passion Planner for yourself. Like I said, it's really cool that they offer PDFs for free for you to trial out their planners on their website, and I will have links to those directly in the blog post as well. If you guys want to kind of like see, just print it out on your computer and see how you like it. I think that's a really nice option to offer. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my planner review series this year. I so enjoyed sharing with you. I'll probably do this again, I hope to, next fall when the planner season for the following year seems to launch. So let me know in the comments if there are planners that you'd like to see me review next year. I'll probably pick about 4 or 5 to review. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and take good care. Happy planning, you guys. Bye.